and you're just about to tell them to get the woolly end of a pineapple up.
Put your feelings aside, give that wild side a try. I'm not that girl.
We really can't control some things no matter how hard we try. But don't lose hope, because you probably have more control over things and outcomes than you think. So much more control by simply learning what we ourselves can completely take the reins on. I'm going to give you a list of 10. Just remember, everything in this video is coming from my own perception and viewpoint. Take what advice you want and let the rest slide right off you like Teflon. Number 1, your behavior. That's right, contrary to all belief, in the heat of the moment, you might feel like this raging fucker of a mind demon has possessed you and you have surrendered all control. But if we're a grown-ass adult, it is completely on us to ward off that wicked little bastard and completely take back control. This also extends to controlling what escapes from our mouth inappropriately before it escapes the filter process of our brain. Give yourself an uppercut if you often forget the rinse cycle. I've had to give myself quite a few, and for those who follow me regularly, I'm sure there's no surprises there, yeah? Ultimately, there comes a time that we all have to rein it in and realize that the only one responsible for our behavior is ourselves. The realization that there's a time and place for everything may knock us back to earth with a thud, but sometimes a good thud is what some need. Number 2, how you let others affect you. Well, this one's very important. Others, if we let them, can really fuck with our head, and Lord knows there's so many out there that will often try, especially in this day and age when so many can hide behind their computer spreading vitriol and hate. But they cannot and will not get you if you do not allow them permeate beneath your skin. There will always be one clown or another that will try to push your buttons, poke the bear. And let's face it, some people are just first-rate dickheads and will send you around the twist. But only if you let them. Others can get beneath the surface, get inside your head, if you leave them an opening. Shut the fuckers out, all of them, never let them in. Number 3, how well you look after your body. We only get one, and it's up to us to look after it. It's not something anyone else can do for us or would probably do for us. There are so many benefits to moving your body daily or even several times a week. There is not much a bit of exercise and endorphins will not make feel a little better. Only you can ensure, if you're healthy and able, that you get off your ass and cherish your mind, body and temple. Be selective in what you consume in both body and mind. Look after your health as much as you can today, or it may take all that you have to look after your illness later. Number 4, your drive and determination. That's it. If you want something, it's up to you to muster up the drive and determination to go after it. Nobody can do the work for you. Nobody is going to hand success with a shiny bow right into your lap. And I mean, unless you're an Adonis or a future supermodel, it's unlikely someone's going to discover you walking down the street and make you an overnight success. Any goal worth going after, odds are there's a hell of a lot of other people going after it too. Doesn't mean you won't achieve something, it just means if you want something, you've got to move through hell or high water to get it. Determination and drive is something we can fully control. We can let it become a slowly burning ember or a wildly burning flame. But in life, you gotta keep trying, even if it takes time and time and time again. Number 6, how you treat others. Give me a boom in the comments if you agree. How we treat others is fundamentally entirely about who we are and who we choose to be. If you want to treat others like shit, then ultimately that's just gonna make you look pretty shit. If you've got to make someone else feel like shit just to feel like you are the shit, then you've got a attitude problem. I mean, of course in life, some people will give us every reason to show another side to us. We all have a right to defend ourselves, and I'm sure none of us are above reacting when well and truly justified. But how we treat those that have never wronged us or brought any harm to us in any way determines how we are rated as a person. If you can be nice to the person that owns the Lamborghini but look down upon the valet, then that really speaks volumes. costumes. We all came in with nothing and we'll all most likely leave with nothing. And how we treat others is completely on me and completely on you. Number 7, how you allow others treat you. In general, with friendships, interpersonal connections, acquaintances, peers, where it's completely safe to do so, we have to set boundaries on our tolerations. Because with some people, if you lie down, they'll think absolutely nothing of walking over you. It's up to us to try to surround ourselves with people that treat us well. People, for the most part, will treat us how we treat them. And I'm sure you've all heard the expression, if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. Well, unfortunately, with some people, this is most definitely true. If they take much and give you little, ask yourself if it's a balance you are happy with. Life is about give and take, but not what others take whilst you forever give. Number 8, your responses. Oh, not gonna lie, sometimes these are hard to get control of. You can feel the heat rising up and the steam coming from your ears, and you're just about to tell them to get the woolly end of a pineapple up them. But for the most part, you'll most likely be shooting yourself in the ass as opposed to taking yourself somewhere good. Trust me, this girl is a bit of a firecracker. And if someone lit my fuse, there was bound to be more than a little snap, crackle and poppin'. But I will say I have mellowed with age. Unless they're fucking with someone I care about or trying to scam me. My point is, responding in the heat of the moment when emotions are raw and the pot's still simmering is often the worst thing we can do. We are only human, and unless we are a saint, I'm guessing that someone doesn't get on our last nerve or upset us to the point we want to go to town, yeah? But really the only thing we have control of is our response, because once we release those words out into the wind, they can be damaging and life-changing, and there ain't no reeling them back in. Number 9, your thoughts about others. I think I've mentioned this before, that sometimes we've unwittingly become wired to see bad in others. Whether this came from our upbringing, those we surround ourselves with, or as a repercussion of being hurt by many. I won't lie, I've definitely had days I've said, God, I hate people. This typically comes off the back of the action of a shitty human, whether directed at me or someone else. But fact of the matter is, I typically like and get on with most people, so it's definitely fleeting moments of frustration. But unfortunately, if we are used to being around those that have something negative to say about everyone, we can become the same way. I truly believe we are the company we keep, and the more toxic the company, the more toxic and critical we are. When we remove ourselves and take a step back, we really see how reacting that way can really affect our thought process. And the more we surround ourselves with those that lift us and others, the more that side of us flourishes. There is more health in seeing the good in others than forever looking for the bad. The more we choose to see the good, the more we find. Number 10, your thoughts about yourself. This kind of rolls on from the last one, and the company we keep. If we've been brought up to not see or believe in our good, or we surround ourselves with this sort of company, then we will completely fail to see any good in ourselves. The more we focus on the negative and flaws, and let's face it, we've all bloody got them, the more we'll fail to see our positive. And odds are, if we list our strengths, our positives will far outweigh our negatives. Sometimes the greatest strength, the hardest skill to muster, is speaking kindly of ourselves. It's so much easier to say nice things to others than to say nice things about ourselves. But this is certainly something that must come from within, a belief so strong that anything disparaging or negative can never get bloody close to getting in. Thanks for being here. Stay awesome. Now go get what's yours.
Break out of your shell.